The Importance of Being Earnest. Episode 4. Algernon secretly managed to find out the address of Jack's house in the country, the house where he lives with Sicily. We now join Sicily, a pretty girl of 18, and her governess, Miss Prism, that's the lady who looks after her, in their garden on a summer's day. They're studying German grammar, but Sicily seems more interested in the flowers.
Sicily, leave the flowers, sit down, and we'll look at the German verbs.
But I really don't like German.
Sicily, you know Mr. Worthing wants you to improve yourself.
Dear Uncle Jack is so serious.
Sicily, I am surprised at you. You know the problems Mr. Worthing has. You must remember how worried he is about his unfortunate young brother.
I wish Uncle Jack would let that unfortunate young man, his brother, come here sometimes. Oh, Miss Prism, look who's coming. It's Reverend Chasuble.
And indeed, they hadn't noticed the middle-aged man walking up the garden because they'd been talking so energetically about Jack.
Reverend Chasuble, this is a pleasure.
Oh, Miss Prism, I hope you're well.
Miss Prism has just been complaining of a headache. I think it would be good for her to have a short walk with you in the park, Reverend.
I haven't mentioned anything about a headache.
No, dear Miss Prism, I know that, but I thought you had been looking like you might get one.
Mr. Worthing, I suppose, has not returned from London yet?
He won't be back until Monday afternoon.
Ah, yes. He likes spending Sunday in London. He's not one of those people who spend all their time enjoying themselves. Not like that young man, his brother.
I think, dear Reverend, I will have a walk with you. I find I have a headache after all, and a walk might do it good.
With pleasure, Miss Prism.
Sicily, you can read your economics book while I'm gone.
So Miss Prism and Dr. Chasuble wander off, leaving Sicily alone. She immediately shuts her book on economics and is about to get up when Merriman, the butler, arrives.
Mr. Ernest Worthing has just driven over from the station.
Uncle Jack's brother. Did you tell him Mr. Worthing was in London?
Yes, miss. He seemed very disappointed. He had been hoping to find Mr. Worthing at home and had been planning to stay the night. I mentioned that you and Miss Prism were in the garden. He said he would like to talk to you for a moment.
Ask him to come here.
Yes, miss.
I have never met a really wicked person before.
Algernon enters, looking stylish and confident.
You are my little cousin Sicily, I'm sure.
You are mistaken. I'm not little. In fact, I believe I'm unusually tall for my age.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I am your cousin Sicily. You are Uncle Jack's brother. My cousin Ernest. My wicked cousin Ernest.
Oh, I'm not really wicked at all, cousin Sicily.
If you aren't, then you have been deceiving us all. I hope you haven't been leading a double life, pretending to be wicked and being really good all the time.
Oh, of course, I have been rather reckless.
I'm glad to hear it.
In fact, now you mention it, I've been very bad in my own small way.
I don't think you should be so proud of that, though I am sure it has been very pleasant.
It's much pleasanter being here with you.
I can't understand why you are here at all. Uncle Jack isn't back until Monday afternoon.
How disappointing. I have to go back to London early on Monday morning.
Well, I think you should wait until Uncle Jack arrives. I know he wants to speak to you about you emigrating.
About me what?
You emigrating. He's gone to London to buy you some clothes.
I'm not happy about Jack buying my clothes. I don't like his style of ties at all.
I don't think you'll need ties. Uncle Jack is sending you to Australia.
Australia? I'd sooner die.
Well, he said at dinner on Wednesday night that you would have to choose between this world, the next world, and Australia.
Oh, well, I haven't heard very good things about Australia or the next world. This world is good enough for me, Cousin Sicily.
Yes, But are you good enough for it?
I'm afraid I'm not. That is why you have to reform me, Cousin Cecily.
I'm sorry, I don't have time this morning.
Well, will you have time to reform me this afternoon?
I think you should try.
I will, but I will need a little something to eat first. I'm a little hungry.
How thoughtless of me. Won't you come in for something to eat?
Thank you. Could I have one of your flowers first?
Certainly.
I'd like a pink rose.
Why?
Because you are like a pink rose, Cousin Cecily.
I don't think it can be right for you to talk to me like that. Miss Prism never says such things to me.
Then Miss Prism is a short-sighted old lady. You are the prettiest girl I ever saw.
Algernon and Cecily go up to the house. Miss Prism and Reverend Chasuble, who had been walking and discussing the advantages of marriage for single men, also return home. But someone else is now walking up the garden path. It's Jack. He's back early. He's dressed in black and looking very serious.
Mr. Worthing? This is indeed a surprise. We thought you were coming back on Monday.
Dear Mr. Worthing, I hope this black suit does not mean some terrible news.
My brother.
Spending lots of money and running up debts again?
Still leading his life of pleasure?
Dead.
Your brother Ernest? Dead?
Quite dead.